What is going on, beautiful people? What is happening, Adobe Live? Welcome back to another Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. What is going on, Wade, Megan, Umacorn, Gareth, Meziu? We have the fam up in here. What is happening? Today is the final day, or at least the live day, for the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge with me, your host, Brandon Gross. That almost rhymed. So let's talk about what we have for today, as well as how to join if you are new. All right, let's dive in. And first off, if you guys are having an amazing Friday, put +1 in the chat. This is a good day, or at least is for me, and I hope you guys have or continue to have a good day as we move into what we're about to dive into. All right, so first off, today is not the end of the challenge. The challenge ends August 20th, as says per here on the behance.net/challenge/XD. Now, if you guys are new to the challenge, one, say hi in the chat. Hello to everybody. Let's talk about how to join. First off, there's 2 links down in the description, whether you're on YouTube or Behance. First link brings you here, tells you everything you need to know about how to join the Creative Challenge and join our amazing community in our Discord with our Adobe fam, mentors, and creative community. And below that, we have all of our amazing challenges. And today, we have our digital calendar. We're going to design and prototype digital calendar with expandable cards using interactions alongside Auto-Animate. So with that said, let's talk about what it is or what it looks like. So I was very much inspired by somebody saved me on this last name, but we'll just call him Gleb, okay? I absolutely love his work on Dribbble, and I was inspired to showcase how we might do this in Adobe XD. So with that said, let's give you guys a little bit of a taste of what we were able to put together by ourselves, and let's show you guys what we'll be doing today. By the way, starter files are down below. Our man Wade has it for you in the chat. All right, so mind my mess. We're going to be dealing with or creating sans the little glitch that we have here with the click. We figured out how to do that. And by the way, if you guys need an extra resource out of here, Fergie, she's always in the chat, is absolutely an amazing resource for you guys. Follow her on the socials. Anyways, we're going to be creating a drag animation for our cards here, and we're also going to teach you guys how to fix that little card mishaps where it's just like the sentence does a little dance. So let us begin. If you guys download our starter file, what's happening, Rosie? Yes, Gleb is awesome. You always pick the good ones. We all do. All right, so let's talk about what we're starting with first. Okay, we have your starter file. You'll see a couple things in there. I think you'll have 2 artboards. Actually, I think you'll have 1 artboard. But what you will have in it is this little component. And it's a 2-in-1 component. It has the condensed version and it has the expanded version. Mezu says Fergie for DCC hosts, indeed. All right, so what we have here is we're going to take these 2. Again, I made these just for speed for you guys. Feel free to reverse engineer them and make your own if you so choose. But what we're going to start off with is we're going to go ahead and just duplicate a whole bunch of these. You know what? We didn't have to duplicate it. We're just going to hit Control R, which is our rows, and boom, we can just utilize that. I'm gonna right click and ungroup the grid, and now we can kind of mess around with what we have here. I'm gonna take these grid pieces off here because we don't need them at the moment. And you guys can name whatever this is. I know there's a lot of blank space happening. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate this, and we're gonna make it as soon as we drag this, or we could even tap it, right? We can decide what type of trigger we want. Let's say we tap this, we want it to expand. And to do that, I'm actually gonna change this to eat breakfast. Sithara says, how are you doing? I am doing excellent. How are you doing? All right, let's see. So we're gonna change this here. And we're actually going to, we're gonna do something else. Let's see here. if I decided, we'll figure it out. We'll start with one thing, breakfast, and we're gonna pull this down here. We're gonna learn together. That's how the weeks have been, and I won't let you guys down. So I'm gonna reduplicate this. Reason being is because I had changed this layer. It's only called text 2. So, and I'm actually gonna name it. Actually, I'm gonna leave it. It stayed text 2. Fergie's gonna yell at me. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna change this to the default state. And when we do that, on this screen, we want everything to kind of, actually before we move things. All right, let me take steps back. We're gonna duplicate this. What we're gonna do before we start animating and moving things is we are gonna go to a prototype first. We're gonna drag this over. And why we're doing that at first is because, there we go. So this is what I've been talking about the last 2 weeks. And me and Fergie were doing some deep diving yesterday and trying to figure out why every time we try to prototype, things keep falling off of the artboard. We figured out that all you need to do is prototype your screens together before you start moving things, and it's fine. So that's what you guys need to do. So now I can go ahead and we're gonna go to switch my component that we have in the starter file. I'm gonna switch that to default state. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna move all these things off of the artboard, at least further down, just like this. And I'm gonna make sure we have the same spacing that we have. I'm gonna move this up about 3, 1, 2, 3. Make sure that we have 20 pixels between that. All right, and now I'm going to change this. We're gonna make it say eat breakfast. Perfect. And we are going to just pull, trying to think. I don't think we need to move all that. So we'll start with this. So let's take a look. So we want, as soon as we tap this, we want the animation to appear. Essentially, we want this to be the next frame or what things to morph into. So we're gonna go to our prototype. We're gonna click our first box. We're gonna pull it over to the next screen. Our trigger is gonna be tap. Our type is Auto-Animate, and you know I don't do anything but snap. And we'll increase this till about like 0.8 seconds. All right, now let's just see where we are really quickly. And if you guys are curious how I made this component, if we have time, I'll happily break it down for you guys. That's why I have this over here. But put 2 in the chat if you guys want to see the breakdown. Hey, what's going on, Annika? What's happening, Chris? All right, let's see what we have. Boom. We're gonna click this. All right, so there was a little bit of we have something to work through. So I'm gonna also do the same thing here. I'm gonna take this card. I'm gonna prototype it back over here. And of course, I'm very sure why we have that little glitch where you see that eat breakfast fly off is because of a layer issue. And so what we're gonna do, so we're gonna go back to our layers. We're gonna make sure that our layers are named the same. So I'm just gonna type this breakfast. And I'm gonna make sure that this over here stays the same, breakfast. Let's hope. There we go. So it's just a naming issue. Okay, so we did this really quick. This was literally in 10 minutes. But let's kind of break down how we get here. How do we make this card? It's very simple. Okay, let me deconstruct this for you guys. So I'm gonna unlink this component and I'm gonna break down all of our components here. Okay, so how this is built, super simple. We have our background, which is our image. We have a duplicate. We literally just duplicated this. We did copy paste and we just made it white. And we turned down the opacity a little bit. And from there, it's really simple. All we did was we typed some text. Eat an extra banana. We're just gonna leave it at that. We pulled in, we just typed in today. Let me actually grab what font this is. Product Sans Light. And what is our font size? 12. Boom. I'm going to say today at 9:20 a.m. We're going to make our little circle. We're going to get it a nice red. I'm just going to sample the color here. Turn off the border. And what I did here for this nice little glow that we have is I just selected this. I went into drop shadow and I used a nice little opaque purple. I'm going to just make this red instead. I'm going to line everything up. Make this a little bit smaller. You know when you're working hard, when your tongue is just like, you know, licking your lips and things, and that's called concentration at its finest. But how's everybody's Friday been? We are here. It is the end of the week. Have you guys had an exciting week? Are you excited for the weekend? Are you excited to put and try on this last challenge for the week? Or how did you guys feel about the rest of the challenge the last 2 weeks? Did you guys enjoy them? Let me know in the chat. And these other two, just because you guys know how slow I text, or not text, but just type, I'm just going to pull these into our card here. I'm going to center them, and I'm going to center the rest of our content here. Alright, so we have the card. So I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to hit Control K. And all we're going to do, this is our default state. Now, like we've done pretty much for a lot of some of the other projects this week, we're going to go ahead and make a toggle state. Different than hover state. We don't want it to change when we hover. So what we're going to do is our hover state, we are going to minimize. We're going to double click here. We're going to reduce the size of our rectangle here. I'm holding Alt, by the way. Holding Alt, squeezing this in. I'm going to pull these here. I don't think we need this now, so I'm just gonna reduce that. And there were a couple other things that we did have in this card. For example, we had the time, things of that nature. So maybe that's what we'll add as well. I'm just gonna steal this. Do a quick time check, we're good. I just want to do a quick check on the default. So this is what we have between our default and our toggle. When we go small, we're also going to reduce our copy size here to about 14 pixels. We're going to paste our time into our component as well. I'm going to see if we can center it. And we want 42. We want 42 pixels on this side as well. There you go. Close enough, 42.4. All right, now what we need to check is, okay, perfect. What I do want to add, because sometimes what we'll have is like a little discrepancy. And what I mean by that is if I make a quick artboard, right? And we're going to just, this is how I would highly recommend you guys practicing this. Is make the card first, then try to make the full application, kind of like we've done here. Okay? And there's probably a couple other ways you could have done this. You could have made like a, you could have made this entire thing a component, I believe. Yeah, you could have made this entire thing a component, and then you could have done all of this on one artboard if you really wanted to. But just for sake of time and me not having to go into the layers and explain things, because it starts getting very much into the matrix at that point. So I decided to do it like this. But easy way, if you guys are new to XD, just practice starting with the card and go from there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to our prototype. I'm going to add another one. When we, let me think. It's actually interesting. So we have, because these are toggles, but they don't have anything on them. So I think I'm going to delete this because we don't. Right. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't need that animation. So, okay. I was confused. I was like, what did I do? All right. So there was just an animation that was given to our toggled state that we didn't need. So I just deleted that. Yeah, we don't need this either. What we do want to do is this animation thing here. So when we do, actually, we don't need artboard, two artboards for this either. But I'm going to show you guys the drag version instead. So I'm going to use drag. Same thing here. And let's see what we have. So when I drag, there we go. So that's pretty much it, guys. That was really simple. Now you just take this very basic fundamental card and you turn this into an application. You can make many different cards, many different types of styles, things of that nature. So it's exciting things. All right. Now that we're here, we're literally, you know, that's about it for this one. But what I want to do, since today is the last day, I want to show, or really just do a nice little round robin in our Discord, show you guys some of the amazing challenge submissions that we've had, but also for those of you who are new to XD, before we chime out here and jump into our Discord, remember you can always export your artboards by clicking on your artboards, hitting Control E, and you can export in PNG, SVG, PDF, and JPEG formats for your Behance or your Dribble, what have you. But if you have a animation that you want to record, just simply press play. If you're on a Mac, just hit this little button here so you can record, or Windows G if you are on Windows, like it's saying, or download a screen recording software. For myself, I like to use Screen Rec, where I can record any selected area on my screen, and I can just hit the video button and it just records as I manipulate the prototype or go through the prototype. So, ta-da! for those of you guys in the chat. All right, so let's move on to Discord. I'm really excited to see what we have. I think I accidentally closed it. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. While I pull this up, let me know in the chat. Put one in the chat if you guys submitted some interesting stuff in Discord this week. I want to know who's in the chat today. All right, let's take a look. Take a look. All right. So for those of you who are also new to our Discord, if you guys click that blue button on the XD Challenge homepage or landing page, you're joining our challenges. That blue button will take you here, and we submit all of our challenges in this feedback challenge section. So, by the way, Fergie did submit a really awesome rendition of what we did yesterday, which actually allows you to, if you were watching yesterday's segment, allows you to control, or really control the animation just through one hover rather than the entire box that we were having to deal with yesterday. So definitely check that out. All right, let's take a peek. Oh, let's see what Drew has. There's 5 thumbs up. Let's see what you got. So this was yesterday. Ooh. Hold on, he did all of them. Me and Fergie were just talking about this before. We were really curious. Oh, and Drew even did a nice little mask thing here. I wonder if, Drew, if you're in here, you have to let us know your secret. That was really cool. Wade says, ta-da. All right, let's see. We have Yeah, mini. Let's see what you got. One thumbs up. And by the way, you all can. You have up until the August 20th to do this challenge, really any of the challenges, you know. Learning is caring. You push yourself and you push other people. And let me tell you, right after this live stream, we are ordering donuts, okay? Just because of that animation. Very nice. Let's see what we have here. Know your food, know your examples of food. Click, boom. I love these icons. Very nice. I'm curious if you guys are in the if they're in the chat. I wonder if they did the illustration as well. Let's see. We want to check this out. This is a Behance submission. I have to give it to this individual. This is him. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If not, I apologize terribly. But they've really been killing the Behance submissions from just how they've laid this out. It's super clean. They didn't just do the animation. I just think they took some extra time to really put this together nicely. And they did it as well. They did that really cool. They don't have the arrow there. I should be learning from you guys. That was really awesome. Yes, Megan, we are. Dunkin' Donuts is going to be on my DoorDash. Like, we're getting a dozen. Okay, it's Friday. I've gone through this week without coffee. I have been on a apple cider vinegar and water cleanse. Okay. Time to get me some donuts. All right. Let's see. We got some spoilers here. Ooh, this one looks interesting. Famous painting exhibits. So I see they're clicking here and it's putting the photo in the background. I think that's really cool. I would really love to see how you could do a really cool animation for the transition of the photo that you're clicking on. Sithara, very cool. Ooh, hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. So this was, I forget what, this was day 7's challenge. This was utilizing masks. I see that screen rec. Okay. Very nice. Good use of masks, good use of animation. You guys make me want to cry when I get off here. I'm like, they are learning and doing so well. And that is it, guys. We still have 2 minutes to spare. So with that, I'm going to just mention, if you are submitting your work on Behance, you want to make sure that you have XD Daily Challenge in your project submissions. And you can just simply do that by, let me just show really quick. Because this is, I think, something that I've kind of glossed over the last couple days. So, if you have your project on Behance, you're going to go ahead and go to Edit, or if you are doing a new one, go to your settings, and you just type in XD Daily Challenge right there in your project tags. And that's it. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I am actually going to leave you guys a little bit early. I just want to say thank you guys so much. Ashraful, Wade, Megan, Greg, Gareth, and Annika, Fergie in the chat, Meziu. What's happening, Greg? Unicorn, Chris. I want to thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate your time. This is the last day of my XD Daily, or of the and my Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge, but you guys have more on the way, and you guys can continue to submit your submissions up until August 20th for this round of challenges. So I wish you luck. I wish you plenty of donuts this Friday and happiness. And with that said, I will smell you guys later. It is time to roll out, and I'll see you around the internet. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.